Good morning. Or afternoon or whatever time it is. Yeah, I don't control the commercials, unfortunately. But as soon as we get onto YouTube, um that's going to be much better when we get to do YouTube live. So I have nothing special planned for today, just really questions and answers. I recorded yesterday a really good rapid fire Skype call, and Liam also, we did a rapid fire critique with him last week. He sent me some new images, and we did another one, and I can't wait to put that up because it's some really good stuff he's come a long way already, and the he's doing a great job, especially taking the tips that I gave him during the last critique, and he's just doing an awesome job. What should you look for when you're buying used? Well, I mean, used gear, you look for, is the glass clean? I mean, when it comes to lenses, you just look for is the glass clean, and stuff like that. Because if the glass is clean, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. I'm just gonna go tweet out that we're live at the moment, and then I'll get back to all the questions. All right. There we go. I just sent out a Facebook message. Okay. Let's see. Can I ask in Alan's camera for the Fro price if I want to buy a D7000 and its grip? Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure he'll help you. Should you get extended warranty? Who offers the extended warranty on the Sigma? I don't think Sigma does, do they? Doesn't it come with 4 years already? My feeling on extended warranties, really, unless it's the manufacturer's warranty, like unless Nikon is going to extend that for a couple years, then I wouldn't look at it because, I mean, the majority of things that could go wrong seem to be human error a lot of the times. But why did that just start? That's weird. My video just started playing over here. What do I think? I actually have a new iMac sitting downstairs. It just came 2 days ago. It's for my brother. He basically, for his business with my dad, needed a new computer, and he called me like 2 weeks ago and was like, "Yeah, can you order me a Mac?" And then I was like, "Well, I think they're going to be putting out a new one pretty soon. You should probably wait." And then he waited, and I called and I ordered it, and now it's here. I think the new iMacs are great. With the Thunderbolt, when that technology starts to actually come out, it's going to be great. The processors are much faster. It's got the built-in HD webcam, which I would love to use. I'd love to see the difference there. But that's, I like it. Do I think you should upgrade your camera without breaking the 5-year plan? Um, well, you have a bunch of good glass. I think your next step up would be really good. Uh, D7000 or higher. Probably D300S would be good with the lenses you have, or whatever replaces that. I don't recommend cheap fisheyes. I wouldn't ever touch any of those adapters. They're just really, really, really bad. Is it worth buying a D3S or hanging out for the new one? Well, yeah, hang out for the new one. Don't know when it will be here. It could be 6 months, but you know, I mean, I'm waiting for the new one. It'd be really nice to get it. What would you buy at first, a MacBook Pro or an iMac? Well, you have to say, are you going to travel a lot or are you going to sit at home and do a lot of editing? I mean, I have a 27-inch iMac at home because that's where the majority of my work gets done. I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro because that's what I take on the road to do work with, and feel that I didn't want a 15-inch MacBook Pro because it was too big, $600 more. You could basically go buy an iPad and a MacBook Pro 13-inch and be good with it. So I like to say, if you're going to be at home, use the iMac. So I got some interesting things in the works on the site. There's a lot of stuff being tweaked right now. You may notice some things. Uh, One thing that's gonna hopefully come out on Monday, as soon as the guy finishes doing it, is like a random button. It's like a slot machine. Pull the arm, and then it will pick a random post from the basically the last 11 months. It's gonna be pretty interesting. Nikon rumor said that the D800 and D4 have been delayed. Well, but that was, I would say, pretty obvious that Nikon was having major issues over there, and then it would make sense that it would be delayed because of what happened in Japan. What I got works for the show is what I've been thinking about for over a year for how I really want to do the show. And so I'm going to be starting production on that very soon. And I plan on doing either 4 or 5 episodes in the first season of it, and then come back and do more after that. But it's a different format. It's a different format, and it's going to be really, really interesting. I think you guys will like it. At least it's going to be fun. I know it's going to be fun, and it's definitely going to be a lot more informative. I can't wait to do it. Let's see. Concerts, I'm not really sure what I've got coming up. There's always things coming around. I'm sure I'm still going to try to get on the road with Matisyahu. I can pick a couple dates and end up on the road with him for a little bit and create something really cool. If you've seen his tour poster for the summer, the photo that I took is his summer tour poster photo. So that's pretty cool. That's really cool to have. So I can't wait to get a nice large copy of that. On Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, I'm going to be putting out the Cyanide video from South by Southwest that was captured with all Nikon gear. Most of the video was done with the D7000. Photos were taken with the D7000 and the D3S, and it's going to show the basically behind the scenes traveling, cut to one of their singles. So that's going to be coming up. I'm putting that up on Wednesday. It's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, it's 4 minutes. It's to the song. I'll get to what printer do I have in a second. It's to the song American Dream. It's a really, really cool song, and the video, the editor that I had do it did a sensational job doing it, and I can't wait to get him more footage to cut in the future, especially from the show. What printer do you have? I only have a color laser printer, and I don't use it for printing photos. I don't believe in inkjet printers personally. I think that they're too expensive to operate. I think they're not as reliable as they should be. You spend $1,000 on a printer. Just imagine how many prints you could order from wherever you order prints from online. Sure, it may take a day or two, but you're going to get an actual photographic print that's not inkjet. I'm not a big inkjet fan. Well, the question is, I'm buying a D300S at the end of this month, but I want to save money for when I move to full frame. Would you recommend buying full frame lenses such as 24 to 70 for the D300S? Well, I recommend like a 70 to 200 full frame because that's going to work well. Remember that the 24 to 70 is not going to give you an uber duper wide angle on the D300S. A 17 to 55 would be a really great lens from Nikon that you can turn around and sell when you go full frame to somebody else who's on a DX body and still get basically all your money back out of it. Um, let's see. I'd say D7000 over D300S. Well, I've used both, and You know, it's a toss up between the 7000 and 300S. I wish that they came out with the other one first, you know, a 300S replacement. There's good features in the 300S that aren't in the D7000. Sure, the image quality may be slightly better with the D7000, but build quality and feel of the body in the D300S and the focusing, I think the focusing is going to be better, even though there's a new focusing system in the 7000. I still think that, you know, the better, it's really honestly a toss-up. If you're more of a pro, then you're going to want to wait for the D300S replacement. Okay, you sold a D300 for a D7000. Okay. You have the Epson Stylus Photo. Great prints come out of it. Yeah, it has great prints. These inkjets have great prints, but the print sizes are awkward. 13 by 19 is just a weird size. 16 by 20s, they're not full frame prints. And to get huge prints, you know, 20 by 30s, you need to move into the thousands of dollar printers. Yeah, the Fuji S3 and the S5 were amazing for color. They had 6 megapixels up, 6 megapixels down. Basically, it exposed for the shadows and the highlights and put them together, and they were getting great quality out of it. The only thing is those menus were weird, and also they were slow as could be when shooting RAW. I would not use a flash at a concert at all. Definitely not. That's the question. Is I'm going to blast a concert in a few weeks. What's your view on using flash? Most of the time they won't let you, and I don't think you should use a flash when you're shooting the concerts. I have not spent much time with the 16 to 85 personally. Question 35 1.8 or the new 50. It's a toss-up. I mean, the new 50 is going to be nice, but again, if you're on DX and you need wider, the 35 acts as like a 50 would, and the 50 would be more like a 75, so you're not going to get as wide of an angle. I think they're both going to be great either way you go. I'm looking at Simmer timer lenses due to budget. Yep, nothing wrong with that. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, Frovader's coming back again. What do you expect from the upcoming D800 and D4? Well, what do I expect? I mean, if the D3S is any indication of how amazing a camera can be, the D4 is going to take it to the next step. I hope they don't raise the megapixels too much. Again, file sizes are going to go up, take up more space. Do we really need it? Even though the D3X is insane, the quality that you get out of that thing, those files are just unbelievable. So maybe better dynamic range. You're going to see different types of video coming into the D4, and the D800 you may see become a more of a competitor with the 5D Mark III whenever that comes out. Even though Canon is still amazing with video, maybe this D800 is going to be insane with video and photos as well. Have you ever been criticized or been judged by the equipment you use? What would you say to anyone that does so? Well, they're probably insecure. If they're judging you on the gear that you have, and saying that, well, you don't have as good as gear as I do, then that's bad, because we know that it's not the camera that makes you better. The camera makes your job easier at times. That's why I love what I use. But if somebody flat out says, oh, you're shooting with a D7000 and I have a D700, I'm much better than you, that's just bullshit. Because, again, that's the wrong mentality to have, is to look down on people because of the gear they have. You never know what somebody's able to capture with what they have. It doesn't matter what they have. So, that's about it. No, what did Todd post? Somebody just said Todd posted something. I'd be interested. What did he just post? Photos of what? Yeah, D7000 would be a nice step up from the D3000. He doesn't have photos from a D800. That doesn't exist. D90 would be fine for concerts, really. I mean, it's about the lighting. It's about the lighting that is there and being able to use the light that's there. The D90 should be fine. Let's see, what else do we have coming in here? I'm glad you're awake for the show, Eden. It's good to see you. So the there's some cool features that I'm working on the site, which I can't wait to roll out. And as you can see, there's some new banners already, and they're working really well for people. The show is going to be interesting. It's definitely going back on an idea that I had over a year ago for a direction I wanted to go, and I can't wait to go do it because it's going to be fun and extremely informative. Yeah, there's a lot of difference between the 90 and the 7000. Funny you say, can I do a photo edit with Dom Bauer? Because I have a special guest on Tuesday with the raw edit. And it is Dom Bauer. So there, I let it slip. But yeah, Dom is in it, and we just did the raw edit together, and he came up with something cool, and he talks about cropping. It was really fun. So I'm working on a few other people as guests to do it, because what's cool about the raw edits is that there's no one right way to do it. I am not a Lightroom expert, and I've never said that I am a Lightroom expert. But I edit based on the feel of what I think works by moving whatever slider I think will work. Sure, there's more technical ways to do it, and there's people that go with the more technical route and they can end up with something better, or they could end up with something similar. It's all personal preference, and it's great. You know, the whole point of the project for raw edits is that you get to see other people's edits and what they did, and you can learn from that. I am learning from everybody's edits, and it's really good to do that. So that's the point of the raw edits. I will be doing more sports photography. That is on the list for the new Fronos photo show. I've got some really cool things. There's even ballet on the list, if you can think of that. What would I be doing with ballet? So that's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to do that. I've got like a list of 5 different shows I want to go through, and then there's future shows that I want to do, but it's going to be really, really cool. Yeah, ballet. I can't wait to do the ballet. Can't wait to get back to the sports photography now that the weather's getting nice. Do you get your white balance right in camera, or do you tend to cast it to the wind and edit it just afterwards? White balance I leave till afterwards. I don't want to fidget with that. That's something that in the raw file is so simple to do. The only time I change my white balance is when I use the flash. I'll put it on flash, or when I'm using the strobe, so that it goes with that yellow, it warms it up right off the bat. But I still tweak it after that. Do you really need video for your Nikon D3S? Well, yeah, I mean, the first camera, the D3S is the first camera that I had that did video, and it's where I've made most of my videos from. Most of the majority of the videos, 98% of the videos have come from the D3S that I've made. It's just that much, I just like it. Well, when it comes to sending, hey guys, when you're sending in files for the raw critique, I mentioned it in the new video that it'd be great to start seeing some portraits outside, or portraits in the studio, or just artistic, fun things, because those are the things that people can edit and do multiple tweaks to, and come up with different things. So that's really cool. What's a let us 35 for the XHA1? I read that you sent an email for the photo critique. When it comes to it, I look at the photos and I see which ones work better. Some photos are sometimes too good that they really don't need much editing and wouldn't give too much practice to people trying to edit it. So sometimes the pictures are too good. No, I probably wouldn't get that. I'm working on trying to get Canon to get me a different. They have got a new camera that saves HD video to compact flash cards. I cannot wait to get my hands on that. That is what I would love to use to film the new Fronos photo show. The T3i that Canon sent me, it's sitting on my bed. The T3i is right here. What I asked Canon to do, and what I said to them, what I said would make it easier to review their gear, is if they sent me like a setup, and I would send it back. I'm not saying that I want to keep it, but if they send me, here they sent me a T3i with a 16 to 35, and that's great and all, but I can't run it through its paces because I don't have the 70 to 200. I don't have a 24 to 70. I don't have the 51.8. And I said to them, it would be great if you could get me a couple of lenses to use with the bodies, because then I could go on the photo shoots and use just these cameras, and that would really, allow me to play with the Canon stuff. So I plan on doing that with the Fronos photo show, is maybe shooting with something like a D80 to show people that it doesn't matter what I'm shooting with. I can shoot, you guys can do it with anything, or get a Canon 5D Mark II or a 7D or a 60D and have Canon send me a specific camera just for a shoot, and then I'll get a bunch of lenses for it, and then you'll see me just using something else. That's definitely something that's important. Yeah, no, I see you about the adapter, but I don't really want to put any money into the XHA1 at this point. It's a good camera, but I really think the clarity and color is lacking a little bit right now. Yeah, I'll still answer the questions that come to the show address. You guys can still email to fro@fronosphoto. I get to these, I try to answer those as quick as possible. Let's see. Yeah, I like the questions that come in are really, really good. I try to answer as many as possible that come in, and there's a lot of ones that I just, sometimes if they're repeat questions, I'll try to send them in the right direction. If you send photos for the raw edit, you have to send them as raw files. Is there a cheaper alternative to the 17 to 50 Sigma? Well, that would be the 18 to 50 Sigma that they discontinued, but you may be able to find for inexpensive. But it's let's see, it's not as good quality, but it's gonna get the job done. I could definitely grab a medium format camera from Allen's. He's got a ton of them. Here's what I've been trying to, what I really, really want to do. Oh, I just got an idea. Thank you for that. I need to write this on the list. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm going to add that to the list right now for a Fronos photo show. This is good stuff. This show, that is going to be a great show. I cannot wait to film that and get that going. And I'll need I know I didn't tell you what it is, but I'll need the new Canon video camera that does infrared so that it can see in the darkroom. The 17 to 55 is always going to be worth something. Somebody just said they're going to, Eden, are you on full frame? I know I don't think you're on full frame, but if you're going full frame, then definitely, sell that thing, get like $900 out of it, and then I'm trying to read. I don't get that question, so I don't get that joke. Eden, you could get a lot of money out of that 17 to 55. People would really like it. Yeah, the question is, I have a D3000 and shoot concerts. Would a D7000 be better? Yes, it would. But also glass. Don't forget about glass. If you don't have glass yet, start investing in that, and you'll be much happier. I have a SB900, one light stand, one umbrella, and I want to continue with the CLS. What flashes to buy to use second and third lights? You could always use SB800s, SB600s, and SB700s. They would be really good. Yeah, I already answered that the D90 would be fine at concerts. Well, that's up to you if you want to go. The question is, should you go from a D3000 to a D7000 or wait for a D400? I mean, that's a big jump either way. I still think lenses, lenses, lenses. You got to invest in the glass. Don't worry about the bodies. I mean, yes, worry about the bodies, but don't overcomplicate it, because you definitely need to work with glass. Even budget glass. Somebody asked me, what are good lenses for under $300 on a budget? You have those fixed focal length lenses. You've got the 51.8s. You have the 35.1.8s. You even have 51.4 AFDs on the Nikons that you could get to fit into that budget. And you can do a lot of damage. You could do a lot of... Yeah, I'm tired. I didn't go to bed till 4. You could do a lot of damage photographically with a 50 millimeter. I mean, really, one lens you can do a ton with. Yeah, so I really can't wait to make these shows. Did you guys, what do you think about the random button idea? It's really cool, because I've been playing around with the random button link that the web guy built, and you click it, and it pulls up an old, it pulls up a really cool, it pulls up random posts is what I like about it. Oh, geez, I didn't realize that my screen wasn't moving, so here, I have to go back and read some of this stuff. Do you really need to... Yeah. Let's see. How about D90 against D7000? It's pretty similar, but I think the 7000 is going to have better quality. Yep, Nikon's old prime lenses are great. Have you ever scanned your old film negatives? I did. I used to sit at the camera store and just scan. I scanned every one of my negatives, and, I scanned every one of them. And then I have them, but, that's really it. Have you ever used a Sigma 300? No, but I did ask Sigma to get me the 120 to 300 to test out as soon as it comes out, because I'd like to play with it and see how it works. What random button? Well, the random button isn't at the top of the page yet, but it's going to be basically a slot machine. You pull the lever, and it launches random posts. So it should be fun to see, because some people haven't been around since the beginning to see the older posts, so it may come up with that stuff. Compose without filling the frame? The question is, can you explain about rules of third, and how to compose without filling the frame? It's often hard to fill the frame with a prime. Well, you just have to move. It comes down to, you got to move your feet, you got to pre-visualize what you're shooting. I mean, when I'm looking through the camera and I'm shooting with the rule of thirds, I'll throw something off. You could see a lot of my work where I throw somebody off to the left-hand side, the right-hand side, and let their eyes lead you into the rest of the frame. I still fill the frame top to bottom, even horizontally. It just takes practice, really. I don't have a review of the new 120 to 300 yet. They have to send it out. How come I don't use the primes often? Because the 24 to 70 and the 14 to 24 are so insanely good that, when I'm shooting subjects that I don't know what's going to happen, I try to give myself enough leeway with with the zoom lenses so that I can react to the situation and not have to change lenses quick if I have, say, an 85 on there and something wide happens, and instead of having a 24-70 and being able to compensate for that. So that's really the difference is there. How do you begin to earn money as photography? You start asking for it. You literally start asking for it. You say, "Hey, you know, I need to get paid to do my work." You have to take it to the next level. You have to ask for it, and that's really what you have to do. You ask for it. Exactly, RTBD. Your primes are great. Listen, I use the primes for I use primes for doing videos because they're just easier to do. So when you see me sitting in my backyard doing video with like an 85 1.4 on, the backgrounds are insane. I like using primes. If I was in a studio and in an isolated area and I knew that I could use just a prime, I would totally use it. Here's where I use primes. If you remember, I don't know if you guys ever remember seeing the photos that I did at a 100-year-old factory that makes landing belts for the Navy and the military. But the go-to lens on that day was the 50 millimeter 1.4 AFD because it just gave me the pictures I was looking for. Let me find this link real quick on my Flickr page, and I will send you there. I'll turn on the links again. These photos, you will see that the fixed focal length, the prime lenses in this case, were so amazing. The 50 millimeter was everything. It was everything for me. Here you go. There's the link to it. How do I believe photography will evolve in the next 25 years? It's a great question. I really think you're going to see a huge, well, we already are seeing a huge leap in video. I hope it doesn't get to the point where everybody just is taking video and then they pop they're taking like 12 megapixel videos that are huge files, but the cameras are able to store that. I hope that we're not able to just pluck out frames from it, which they're doing with Red cameras right now, which they did for an Esquire cover. I just think image quality is going to get better. Low light, I mean, we've already seen where low light has taken us. I really don't know too much about the technologies to know where it's going to go. But I don't think you're going to, people didn't stop shooting film because digital came out, or people didn't stop shooting 4x5s because digital came out. I really think people are always going to shoot photos, and the cameras are just going to evolve, and the lenses are going to get better. And like everything, it always does evolve, and you have to adapt to it or be left behind. Da, da, da. From Japan, hello, welcome to the Q&A. I don't use noise reduction software personally. I think that it takes away too much from the image when you use the noise reduction. I think it just softens it way too much, so I personally don't use it or actually have any. What are your wishes for future body upgrades? Well, I mean, more depth in image, in color, better dynamic range. I don't think it's HDR, honestly, but just better dynamic range between the shadows and the highlights. And it would be really cool to see what comes out with the quality and the depth. And as the lenses get better and the sensors get better, quality keeps going up, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I don't think 3D photos in the future. I just think 3D is still gimmicky, especially in TVs. If you TRANG, if you send in to the rapid fire critique to froknowsphoto@gmail.com, you can send your link to the 10 best photos that you would like me to critique, and I can try to get to them. I will say there's about 500 links right now in there, so it's going to take a long time to get through them. Ziggy, you make money by asking for it. Really, it's. I know it sounds simple, but you have to ask for the sale. I've been asking Black Rapid for a Fro branded strap. I hope it happens soon. I'm in the works, and we've been talking about it soon. We've been talking about it a lot, so I really hope to do it. Whether I get the straps from them and then I mod them myself, or they're able to mod it on the production line, we will see. But I really hope to do that. No problem, Ziggy. The path I took to get to where I am today. Just a lot of shooting, a lot of getting out there. The mistakes I made early on, because yes, I made mistakes early on, were not working for other photographers, thinking that I could really get there on my own, which I got many, I got the Rolling Stone on my own, I got the Spin Magazine on my own, but really learning from another photographer is really important. Having a mentor there to help you out, to take you on shoots, to critique your work is really, really important. It's really important to do that. So, it gets to getting out there, talking to people, getting your work seen, doing quality work, because people can see through work if it's not the best of the best. So you really just have to, put it out there and do a great job. Beach volleyball event just for fun. The organizer saw me and will now buy some of the work to use. It's how Jared says, if you want to make money, ask for it. Yeah, get out there and shoot. Be seen. I have an afro, so you're going to see me walking down the aisles when I'm doing photo shoots. People are going to want to know more. What do you do? Oh, who do you shoot for? Even anybody, brand whatever you have. You walk, you don't have to have an afro. You just need to be seen. Be confident. Ask for the sale. Hey, you want these photos? You know what? I'll give you the photos to use online, but you know what? Maybe hire me to shoot the next job, and I need to get paid to do this just like you need to get paid to do this. Good night, Eden. Say hi to everybody. Hope you enjoy your hats out there. Eden picked up what hat did I send you, Eden? Did I send you a red one? I think I sent your wife a pink one, right? You definitely wow. Going to bed at 3 or 4 doesn't help. Here's something that helps, guys. You need business cards, but do not go to the Vistaprints or the places that say, business cards printed free on the back. Do not use the free places. A business card will go a long way if you have a nice business card. I use a place called gotprint.com. GOTPRINT. I think it comes out with shipping for $26. You get 1,000 4-color front, 4-color back glossy cards. You cannot go wrong with that. These hats aren't out yet. I'm still working through everything. I want to find the right hats, the right sizes. The patches I haven't put up in the store yet, but I have put up the lens cloths. And I will say that if you do purchase a lens cloth and your shipping is too high, I've been refunding money because the lens cloths do not add anything to shipping. I mean, if they do, it's like a minuscule amount. So I don't want to charge extra for shipping. It's just the way that the store is set up through PayPal. PayPal bases like, if it hits $34, shipping is going to be X. And if you buy a 3 lens cloth pack for $14.99, I don't want to raise shipping. So no, if you do purchase something in there and your shipping was too high because the lens cloths or patches put you over the top, I will see that and refund the difference to drop the shipping price. I did that for about 5 people already because I don't want to overcharge for shipping. I don't use silent mode at all. Well, you can network a hell of a lot in college. I mean, you can shoot the sporting events, you can shoot for the college themselves. Go to the college administrators and be like, hey, I'm a student here, I pay a good amount of money to go here, I would like to do some photos for you guys. What were you looking for me to photograph? And what you could do is you could go out and photograph those things in hopes that they will turn around and buy them from you. But tell them, listen, I'm still learning, but I will save you money and I'll do a great job. So what would you like me to do? Minor league baseball, you have much easier time to get credentials for. You literally call the PR department and you say, "Hey, I am shooting for a website, or I'm shooting to get better, but here's some sample works that I've done at regular baseball games. I will be willing to give you the photos that I shoot to use online for free for giving me access to the game." Just ask for it. And then over time, they see good work and they want to use it for an advertisement. Then you say, okay, it's $50, it's $100, it's $25, whatever. But you got to give a little to get a lot. Show my business card. Okay. Let me grab one. Hold on. So I just got I ordered 1,000 more cards. I order them 1,000 at a time. Oh, the camera's over here. So I've got the logo up there, and you know what? I'll run you through the card. I have my email address down here at the bottom. I had people tell me that I need to put my web address there because it's going to confuse people. And what I really think is, if somebody doesn't know that my website is froknowsphoto.com from my email address, fro@froknowsphoto.com, I probably don't want to talk to them. I mean, it's pretty simple to know that. It's common sense says that if my email address is fro@froknowsphoto.com, that is my website. When is this show going to happen again? I will try in the meantime to come back and do question and answers every so often on Sundays if I'm around. We can still try to stick to every other week, but like I said earlier, I am working on what I had an idea for over a year ago before I started the site for a type of show that I wanted to do. And that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to produce maybe 4 or 5 of them, get them all in the can, and then set up a season schedule to release them probably every other week at a certain time so that you guys can watch this full show. And I cannot wait to do it. Why am I on side view? Because the reason I'm on side view is I'm using my MacBook Pro. How much battery life? Oh, I better plug in my battery. Because I have Ustream Producer, which allows me to broadcast in HD, and then I'm typing on my iMac. But let me get my charger. And you guys should see the bag I'm using right now. You guys asked for what's in my bag. Oh, yes. I'll get right back to the business card. You asked what's in my bag. The bag that I've been using lately is this the Urban Disguise 35. It's awesome. The Urban Disguise 35 with the backpack straps is amazing, and I'm glad I use it and I can shoot out of it. I'm going to make a full video on that shortly. All right, just plug in my my MacBook Pro in here so we don't lose it. So the question, back to the business cards. What else did you want to know? So my business card is two-sided. I've got the Froknows photo on one side, and I've got my personal information on the other side for jaredpoland.com, so that people get my, both businesses. You get the website where I tell people, hey, it's funny. When I'm out and about shooting and people see a camera bag, they go, hey, I shoot too. I have a D5000. I have a Rebel T2i. So what I do is I give them the card and I say, go to this side of the card for free information to learn about photography. And if you have any questions, I'll help you out. But it's really cool when you run into people and you just pop out a card. And this is a thick card. You can hear how thick it is. It's not flimsy, and I think it's like I said, $23, $24 with shipping depending on where you are, and it's so worth it to have good business cards. Invest in the business cards because that's a reflection of you. Anytime somebody hands me a business card and says, hey, I'm a wedding photographer, and I flip the card over and it says printed free at Vistaprint or Moo Cow or whatever, I go, I'm sorry, that's not good. I don't want to see that. Does that make sense, guys? I've never used the 135 f2, but it would be, pretty limiting lens. Do you need to be registered, RTBD? Not that I know of. You can shoot pictures. I hear in Australia, though, that you cannot photograph under people under the age of 18 without like their consent. You could probably get into trouble. Best lens for basketball, Ziggy, sitting under the basket. A wider angle lens, like a 17 to 55, is going to be a good little lens to use. There will be more videos on Flash. I have a whole show that I'm going to do on Flash for one of the new directions on the Fronos Photo Show. I actually don't find myself, the question is, how often do I find myself walking around the house taking photos? Not very often anymore. Not too often. Do I like my new bag better than the retrospective? It's tough. The reason I got into shooting with the Urban Disguise 35, I can actually fit the Hebrew Trinity in it with a laptop, with an iPad, with chargers and accessories and extra batteries. It's amazing. 14 to 24, 24 to 70, 70 to 200, all fit in there, and I can shoot out of it. When I'm shooting a conference, it's good to shoot out of that bag. You know what? That reminds me, I probably should ask Think Tank for one of those lens changer 10s that just fit lenses, so that when I'm at a conference, I can just basically have lenses and then the I don't know. There's so many options for bags, but I really do like the retro. Sorry, I like my retrospective for shooting weddings, for shooting events, because I can quickly access it. But when I went to Utah, I didn't want to check any luggage, so that's why I took the Urban Disguise 35 and shot out of that at the event, because literally I could unpack it and just leave the lenses sitting on the floor because I wasn't going too far. But coming up to shoot Blog World in New York, I'm probably going to have the retrospective 30 on, because that bag's going to be much easier to shoot with. But the Urban Disguise 35 is amazing. It's like a grab and go bag. Now that I have the backpack straps for it, I just take it with me because it has the iPad, it has the laptop, and it has cameras in it. Nope, not going to Comic-Con. Let me read some of these other ones. Yep, the film cameras show, that's definitely in the works. Say you want the name RTBD Digital LLC, so you can form that. You can be a sole proprietor and do work. Just there's different protections that happen. You're personally responsible when you're a sole proprietor. If you start an LLC, your business becomes liable, so you're not personally liable for certain things. So that's important. I will definitely be doing more sports videos, including going back to the River Sharks games and probably taking some readers out to go learn. I got the cards at gotprint.com. They do a ton of amazing stuff. Postcards, business cards. They do the stickers, everything. They do everything great. I've shot NBA games, but I don't shoot for them. Well, when they tell me that it's the first 3 songs, I go, okay, and then I shoot. But a lot of times, if they say it's 3 songs, I will talk with the tour manager before the show and try to get approval to shoot for more. Usually, I am able to show them some of my work and say, listen, this is the type of work I'm doing. Can I shoot from a different area? I will give you the photos to use for online usage only, but they will see the type of quality that I'll create. I'll ask, can I shoot from the stage? Is there a different area I can shoot from? So you have to ask for it. This is so important in life, I guess. This is important to know, just not in photography, but in everything, that ask for it. It never hurts to ask to shoot something, or to shoot from a different place, or to ask for permission. The worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to say no, but the best thing that could happen is they'll say yes. That's really important. How early do you get to a show? Well, I try to get there sometimes a couple hours early before the doors open, and I try to make contact with the tour manager. a lot of the times you try to get the name of the tour manager from the publicist or whoever's setting it up, so that when you do get there, you can say, hey, is so-and-so around? I just wanted to talk to them. So then you introduce yourself to the tour manager. You thank them for setting you up with the pass and making it easy, and just let them know, say, hey, is there anything you need me to photograph? I'll be more than happy to do it for you. And then while you're talking, you give them your business card. You possibly show them some work if they have time, but you say, listen, is there any chance I could get backstage, or is there any chance I could do some behind-the-scenes candid photos? Because those are the photos that I'd love to capture. Or is there another place that I could shoot from? Or can I shoot more of the show? You ask for it, and you may get it. Am I picking an apprentice anytime soon? There's a bunch of guys in the area locally. I've been working with Gizzy. Right now, Gizzy, for you guys who don't know where Gizzy is, he's getting married on the 28th of May. So he's been really focused on that for the last 2 months. But I really love shooting with Gizzy. I'm really, he's learning a lot, helping him out. My friend Taylor, she's learning quite a bit. I'm going to help her out. There's Andy Witt's a local guy. He's asked if I could help him out, so I definitely want to shoot with him more often. And then there's this kid Liam in the UK who I did a rapid fire, one of those Adorama Picks rapid fire critiques with him, and he, some people said I was too harsh. I mean, he asked for a harshness level of 10, and I don't think I was harsh at all, because I was giving him a straight up honest critique. And remember, critiques are just honest, somebody's opinion. It's not right, it's not wrong. It's one person's opinion over somebody else's, so it doesn't mean it's the gospel. But he sent me, 10 or 11 photos that I critiqued. We made something, that video together that we put up. And then yesterday, he dropped me a line after the rapid fire Skype call and said, hey, would you mind taking a look at some of my work? And I started to look, and I'm like, we got to record this again, because you're doing a great job. He's taking a lot of what I suggested in the first critique and creating his style, and he just needs little tweaks, and he's there. He was shooting. He has a Sony camera, but he was shooting with a D300 he borrowed from somebody with a 17-55, and he shot an amazing photo of a skateboarder on the skateboard that was just great. So he is doing an amazing job, and I plan on definitely staying in touch with him, even though he's in the UK, and helping him become better and answering any questions that he has. Mentoring is really, really important. I will definitely. The question is, they know that I'm a Nikon shooter. Can I try to mention the settings on the Canon the same way? I have been trying to do that lately. A lot of the time I don't know the actual menu system, so I don't know where things are hiding, but I definitely will try to do better at that in the future as we go forward. Lens hood shapes do make a difference. A lens hood is designed specifically for the lens that it's designed for, because sometimes you may get the vignetting from a lens hood if it's not the right lens hood for your camera. I do plan on doing photo conferences at some point. You have to shoot a prom. Just figure you're shooting it like a wedding. You're going to need a wide angle. You're going to need a telephoto, because you're going to need to do group shots. You're going to need to do tighter shots. Oh, and I am getting tired. Staying up till 4 stuff and getting home is killing me. Yeah, proms are tough. But proms can pay the bills, so there's nothing wrong with doing them. Yeah, definitely use the Hebrew Trinity. I can't see the URLs right now. The best place to do Tarang is to send it to the fronosphoto@gmail.com. It's okay, don't be sorry, not a big deal. But send it in there, and I'm gonna try to get through a lot of those critiques. Really what I do when I go through is I look for 10 images that do grab me, because sometimes there's images in there that there's not much to say about them. There's things like it looks good, it's composed, it's framed well, but there's not much more to go from there. So sometimes I don't do them all. Sign the pics. What do you recommend for sign the pics? I don't understand that question. How to send in for the rapid fire photo critique. Yep, it's froknowsphoto@gmail. That's where you send the raw files and the rapid fire critique pics. Just make sure you say Adorama pics rapid fire critique in the subject line, and that's so I know that's a critique. Not married. Not married. The girlfriend question's an interesting one. Loans to buy equipment. I'm working photographer, but I don't generate enough still to pay for the really good lenses and lighting equipment, but I'm sure I can pay $300 a month for a loan. It's tough. I mean, if you think that's going to take you over the next level, the loan, then go for it. But if you can accomplish it with the gear that you have now, then it may be better, to not take out a loan. What about Jamie Starr? I've lately been not doing watermarks. I just, I want the picture to stand on its own. I want it to be, I don't know. I want people to look at my work and go, that's a Jared photo. And a lot of people can do that. A lot of people, like Walt and Ari and people out there know that when they see photos that I take, or they see photos, they know that it's my work. And, it's okay to just have my name under the photo. And, watermarks, it's tough because I had a long discussion with Adam about this, Adam Lerner, who you guys know, that he says when he puts photos on Flickr that he did watermarks for a while, and I liked his watermark. And then he said he stopped doing watermarks, and as soon as he did that, certain blogs and websites out there started picking up his photos to use on their blogs with credit. So it's one of those things. Some people don't want to use the watermarked images to put on their own, to put on their site. So it's a toss-up, It's one of those things you have to really weigh the options. Right now, I'm feeling I don't really put watermarks. You guys have noticed that I haven't been putting watermarks on images because I don't want to take away from the image itself. Well, the question is for you. Why RAW's better to edit rather than JPEG? It's simple. It's all the data versus not a lot of data. It's a non-baked file. You can go back if you mess it up and start over again. And I just baked brownies the other day, and if I overcooked those brownies, could I go back and start over again if I was out of eggs, out of the flour, out of the cocoa, and out of the the oil? No. But if I have the raw ingredients, which are the raw file, I can always go back and undercook it or recook it or make changes, or maybe in 10 years the technology changes and the raw files now have more power. It's unbelievable because when I first started in 2003 with digital shooting raw, you could only do so much with the raw files. Those same raw files I can still open and edit in Lightroom, and now I have a whole new world of editing capabilities that I can do. So it's amazing what you can do. I have not used Hasselblads, and I'll tell you, when I tried to use I am getting tired and dizzy. Oh, I need to sleep. When it came to shooting medium format, being that my eyes have trouble focusing and seeing things sharp, it made it very difficult to manually focus and get those things in focus. So that's been my hard. It was always hard for me to do. But hard. Why raw is hard to post on? You can't post raw on Facebook. So what are you saying, that the Sigma is better or worse than the Canon 70-200 and TO Vega? Yes, somebody just said Ken Rockwell is taking raw images. Yeah, Ken has been taking. Ken has been using his. He's got one of those $8,000 Leicas, and he's been shooting DNG, which is a digital negative file, and you have your full ability to process them. His concern, because I just read it on his website, is that you should edit your files and save them as JPEG. That's fine, for the future, saying that if you can't open the RAW file in 10 years, what good is it? I still think you'll have plenty of notice before the RAW files ever get switched, that if you stay on top of it, there will be converters that will convert your files to whatever you need to do next. So I think you should be good with that. Sigma is not good at all compared to the Sigma. Well, yeah. No, again, like I've said in the past, if you could pick up a Nikon VR1 or a Canon version 1, it's going to be better than the Sigma in my mind. I do not use UV filters, but if you're going to, you want to use either the Hoya multi-coated Pro ones or the B+W, who Schneider Optics makes those. They actually make my lens cloths. Did you guys see the lens cloths yet? I'll show you a lens cloth. These work wonders. You can see it has iShoot RAW and Fronos Photo logo on it. It's a black cloth with the white printing. Right now they're in the store for $14.99, and shipping's $2.99 in the U.S. when bought alone, or $3.99 to oversee anywhere else in the world. Normally they're $5.99 each. Alan sells them for $5.99. Am I ever going to make red iShoot RAW shirts? I did make red iShoot RAW shirts. I may bring them back as a special, possibly for the 1-year anniversary of the site. Well, I can't do free shipping. Free shipping is very difficult to do. Baseball hat, still working on it. Black Rapid does have shipping overseas, so you can check out. They do have distribution over there, so you may be able to find it. Here's the question is about the 70-200 having good macro for the Sigma. It's going to be close focusing. It's not true macro. If you're really looking to do true macro, you definitely want to look at like a 50 macro, 60 macro, 75 macro, 90 macro. They're going to be really good. I think we're about an hour into the show. I didn't really expect to go this long, but these are good questions. What are my favorite style of photography are candid photos. But what I do like, when you did see the photos from the factory, I loved the challenge of seeing the world differently. Not photographing people, but having to photograph the machines and the cogs and the sprockets and the fabric, and challenging yourself to do something that you don't normally do is great. You're going to learn a ton from it. Well, with shipping, I try to keep it low. It's if you buy a shirt in the U.S. and it's one shirt, it's $3.99 for shipping. Shipping prices actually went up again from the Postal Service. So depending on the size of the shirt, it could cost me anywhere from $2.70 to like $3 for shipping, and I still have to buy the envelopes and the stickers and the stuff to go on it. So there is shipping and handling, but I try to keep it as reasonable as possible so that that the shipping doesn't hurt too much. I hope to put up the patches soon, and I think they're going to be $9.99 for patches. Shipping again is, I believe, $2.99 in the US and $3.99 in the world. And it will be 3 patches of your choice. Either 3 iShoot RAW, 3 Fronos Photo, or any combination of 2 RAW, 1 Fro, anything you want. So I think that's going to work well. I'm going to get them into the store. But like I said, guys, remember that if the shipping is too high because you added lens cloths or patches, I will go back and correct the shipping and give you a refund. So if you ordered a shirt, a shirt and a lens cloth, and a lens cloth pack, and it took it to the $6.99 shipping in the US instead of $3.99, I will refund you that $3 as soon as I go through the orders. And that's exactly what I've been doing, because I don't like people overpaying for shipping, because I'm not a fan of that at all. I've heard of Photo Jojo. They emailed me last week. They emailed me. Good question. iPad app. The first app that I am going to come out with will be an iPhone app because there's more people with iPhones. So it's in the works. I am building it. It's pretty damn expensive to do it right, but I want to make a free app with certain features in app that you guys can add on, add to the cart and different things like that. But the app is going to be well thought out. It will be a camera app, but on top of that, there's going to be something really, really good going on in there that you will like. So I'm working on the app right now, and I have a company that's going to build it. So, well, first I'm going to start with the iPhone app. We'll see what happens with the Android app later. I got to see how much they charge to convert to build it for both systems. Which is better, 55 to 200 or Nikon 70 to 300? It's the 70 to 300 is much better. I will look on the Facebook page, Ziggy, a little later. I definitely have to go get something to eat. Are the prices going up because of the Japan? Prices are going up because of supply. The supply is down, so demand is up, and prices go up because of that. The prices actually, technically, yes, they're going up. They're now just selling them at MAP, which is actual manufacturer's, suggested retail price, or that's MSRP. Well, there is a 70 to 300 that's cheap. Keep in mind, Nikon makes a 70 to 300 that's like $590 or $560, which is a solid lens for shooting outside. Low light situations, it's not going to do as well. Keep that in mind. But watch the video back in the day that I did with Gizzy. Watch the video I did with Gizzy at Allen's where I showed him the differences between the 70 to 200 and then 70 to 300. Yes, there's a difference in price, but quality goes way up and the resale value of your 2.8 lenses are much higher. Would you take the 51.4? Okay, my feeling on the 51.4s, if I own the 1.4 AFD, that lens is so sharp and so amazing that if you have a camera that can autofocus with that, I would get the 51.4 AFD over the AFG 1.4 and over the 51.4. I actually have commented, guys. I see the comments. I read them. But yeah, the 51.4 color, I like the color out of the 51.4. It's much nicer in my mind. If you use a Tamron lens and it works for you, there's nothing wrong with it. That's perfectly... Gizzy's getting married in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks at this point, so he has been preparing for that, so that's why he has been MIA. But as soon as the wedding and honeymoon are over, I hope to get Gizzy back out and doing more videos. 1D over the... Yeah, I like the 1.4D personally over the 1.4G. It's less expensive in my mind, and I love the color and clarity that I've gotten out of it. I haven't seen a reason to upgrade. Yeah, Greg is fine. I've been encouraging Alan to work on a better website for 10 years. D is the G just means that there's no aperture ring, and the D usually signified that it was something with the lighting. I think with the flash. I got to look it up on the site. I'm not too sure. You're welcome. Buy me, Emma. Yeah, DX is crop sensor, or what they call CS, crop sensor for Canon. Canon has different sizes. What are they called? They have 3 different sizes: 1.6, 1.3, and 1:1. I would leave my files in the native RAW files. DNG I don't think is ever going to take off like they wanted it to. If the camera companies all got behind DNG, then I would have said it, but Nikon's sticking with NEF and Canon sticking with CR2 and whatever the other, whatever Pentax and Sony use, that's what they're going to use. Yeah, APS-C. If you have a cleaning situation which requires fluid cleaner, what do you use? Uh, who makes that? Peck, is it called Peck? Sensor swabs. The sensor swabs are what I would use. I would probably get the pre-moistened swabs because they're one-time use. You use it, you throw it out. That way you can keep them in your bag and clean the... That's what the professionals use when they clean your cameras. APS-C, APS-H. There you go. There you go. If you could have, would you have gone to the royal wedding last week to shoot? No, not me. I just got a text. I better read it. I can't tell you what it says. No, it's not a booty call. It's funny. What about the 7300 non-AFS? It's okay. No, I wouldn't get it to work manually on a D3100 personally. Yeah, it won't. Okay, the question is when I change the aperture using the aperture ring, it wouldn't let you shoot. That's because the cameras don't let you shoot anymore like that. It will say FEE on the camera body because it wants it locked in so that it could digitally make the changes. These are fitted hats, by the way. They're flex fit. I wish New Era could make me a hat. I would love. I'm gonna call New Era and see what a real deal New Era hat would cost. But the reason that I went with flex fit is because it's gonna fit more people, and I like this particular hat for baseball. It's really cool. Um, what's the golden ring? It's just the golden ring. I don't use neutral density filters, but I was talking to a guy on Skype who is going to help me out with helping me learn about the doing video better with the cameras. Because as you know, or some of you may not know, I started the super secret project for video, and the super secret project. Hey, you know what? I want to check something. Oh, that feature's not on right now. Hey, I'll get back to that in a second. Andrew, who's my web guy, he coded the page so that when I'm on Ustream in the future, it's gonna launch a bar at the top of the screen that's gonna say live on live on Ustream right now, so the people will notice when you're live. It's gonna be cool. Any chance of T-shirts with smaller logos? What kind of logos? Do you do a male large iShoot Raw hoodie? I do, but it may be sold out. I have to check. Fro boxer shorts. Yeah. Yeah. Wait. Who asked about the booty call? She just said say yes. But no, it's not about a booty call. I don't know about smaller logos. I mean, I've got a different. Did you guys see the new? Did you see the new iShoot Raw shirt design that I showed last Saturday? Anybody? Anybody want to see that again? I'm going to be putting it up in the store shortly. I even have a special iShoot Raw charity shirt coming out next week. I have more information on the charity shirt. It's been something I've been trying to do for a month, and I think it's going to be good. And so you guys know, purple. I actually ordered a limited edition amount of purple shirts in medium, large, and extra large in iShoot Raw. This doesn't want to line up straight, but you can see it. It's a cool, like, hand-drawn design. It on this color, it kind of makes it look like it's a superhero shirt. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be very cool. I ordered Lorray, the Black Rapid girl. I ordered her a girl shirt just to wear. A girl shirt with that thing. So that's going to be the new one. Fro down. Do I have a fro down under? Thank you for that. No. That the question is no. Yeah, purple. And I'm thinking, can I send you a text? Nope, don't send me a text. There's something, yeah, the kids love saying fronosphoto.com. It's kind of funny. I don't know what I'm going to do with hoodies yet. Hoodies just got, they're a little too expensive to ship. So, I hope to come up with different ideas. You're welcome. And for those of you who are just logging in now, the show, I am going to be producing a season of shows before I release any of them. They're going to be a totally different format, and it's something that I wanted to do over a year ago that I think you guys are really going to dig, and I'm going to have fun doing it. Wristbands, I don't know about wristbands yet. I have made tried to make Lil Say Frono's photo. I do have some bigger shirts. It's hard to, if there's something. Well, I do up to 3X. I can't make fro cameras, but maybe one day camera bags. Somebody asked who makes my logo. A friend named JP Flexner. If you Google JP Flexner, he is insane. He does some amazing work for people, and he designed the logos. No, well, condoms sound interesting, but wouldn't it be it would kind of be an oxymoron to say I shoot raw and have fro condoms, don't you think? It's not that I don't like Lens Baby. I actually have a Lens Baby in the car. It's that I don't have a good handle on using the Lens Baby, and it's not exactly my style to shoot things kind of out of focus. But maybe I wonder, is Andy Witt around? If Andy's around, maybe I'll let him use the Lens Baby and put together a review on his own and let him try it out if he's interested. I'll just send it to him and let him use it. I have a Nissan. Okay, so I guess I'm going to wrap it up pretty shortly here because I've been going for like an hour and 20. Well, Lens Babies are creative. I mean, like I said, photography is art and anything can happen. You can get great stuff with it. Personally, I'm not a fan of using it. That's just me. It's not my style of shooting. Actually, do I have somewhere to go now? I have. I didn't go to bed till 4, and I just got home at 12. Well, I got home about 12:13 and turned the computer on to go live with you guys. I'm gonna go eat a bagel. Go wish Lil a happy Mother's Day again. I did when I came in because she was sitting outside. And with that said, I should open my window because it's such a beautiful day out. And I want everybody to wish everybody's mother a happy Mother's Day. For those of you who still have your mothers, I wish I could do the same. And of course I can't because that's that sucks. Yeah. So wish your mothers a happy Mother's Day. Well, I was gonna answer something before I lost my train of thought. Wow, the breeze feels good from outside, I can tell you that. Oh, photo contest. Thank you, C's. Okay, so I have to still finish, had a lot to do last week, a lot to take care of, and I didn't get to finish the remember when you guys critiqued my work you critique the photo that I took in the Waffle House. I have to finish making that video. I did select somebody to win that photographic print. They're gonna win a 24 by 36 from Adorama Pics. I already have the posters. So I'm going to go over some of the critiques that people made. I'm going to read some of them and see some that were positive. There were some that were negative, saying, you know, could have done this, could have done that. And that's definitely true. But the next contest coming out, I'm giving away, if you remember the photo that I edited with the Nik software, the photo, what do they even call it? The Nik software, the black and white conversion one, where I did Nick Perry on his guitar and Walt's in it. It's black and white and it's really thick, and I turned it to 11. I actually have 2 prints of those 24 by 36. Nick has signed them and I have signed them. I'm going to get Walt to sign them, and then when that video comes up, there will be a contest to win those 24 by 36s. I will probably send both of them out to 2 people. I don't know what the contest consists of yet, but I will send it out and give you guys a chance to win those. And I will do a photo contest again, but just getting everything moving forward. I hope to launch a new design in the next couple months. It's in the works with Andy and a couple of other people. Yeah, Silver Effects, thank you. So that's really it. Do I use the grid in the viewfinder? Funny thing is, the D3S does not have a grid option built in. That's something you have to pay extra for, but you can turn it on in the D7000 and in the other cameras. I do not have prints for sale. I'm not I've never been a big fan of really selling the prints unless I did a limited edition. I think I could do that, but I just really haven't. If you're interested in a certain print, definitely shoot me an email and I'll take it into consideration. I will, work on a Fro. Canon DSLR amateur guy. The app that's going to be in the works will be an iPhone app to start and then go from there. I do sign the prints, yeah. Look for new t-shirts next Saturday. Look for this charity shirt. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's a charity shirt. I'll have a full video explaining what it's for, and also somebody that was on the scene when the thing happened. So it's a Japan charity shirt. Been working on it, an idea for how to get it out there for at least the last month since the thing happened, and I think now is a good time to do it. Who does my card? It's gotprint.com. Yeah, I see it. You said make the Fro thing like 12 times. I hope to make the Fro, it's obviously costs and shipping, so I may not do that. And I do not use the grid in the viewfinder. All right, guys, thank you all for being here. That is not true. I'm sure that John Paul II did not do that. That's kind of not respectful to say. That so many people believe in that guy, John Paul II, that they seem to be pretty good for the time that he was the Pope. I know nothing about Nikon right now personally going on. The app will definitely be linked to the blog, and it definitely, hopefully will have the randomizer to pick a random video, because that I hope to get up on Monday for you guys to do. No, I haven't tried lomography. JAI 23/7, thank you. Yeah, I understand that it was a scandal and they should have, answered that stuff a lot quicker, but it's beside the point. All right, Denmark, thank you for watching. All right, guys, yeah, it's about that time. This is a good one. I like these questions. Great questions, everybody. I'm not sure if I'll be there next week, but who knows? I like to go on as often as possible, and I cannot wait for YouTube Live to kick in for me, because I will be using that to go live. And that's about it. Thanks, everybody. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.